Hey y'all, it's Nay here and I'm back with another message. So this message is going to be about time and how important time is, and just how God works when it comes to time. So time. Y'all just say that with me. Time. Just say it with me. Time. Okay? It's all about the perfect time, okay? The devil doesn't do anything without planning it out. It's all about time. Okay? Everything works out in certain ways on a specific time, and it's like, so when you're, and I said this in another message, when you're literally finna cross through the Red Sea to your milk and honey land or your promised land, that's when the attacks from the enemy will really try to get up at you, because it's that time. Okay, it's that time. Everything, the enemy will try to come at you harder because you're at the time of getting your riches. You're at the time of things being exposed and given back to you. All right, so the attacks, they're gonna try to attack you even more. They, as in Satan and all his princes that is, working to do all the evilness in the world. You know what I'm saying? All the principalities and shit like that we're going through with the darkness in the world. Okay, and the darkness in the spiritual realm, because y'all can't see it. So understand that Satan and God is all about specific time. So because Satan knows that God is about to bless you January 26th, Friday, he is going to try his best to put fear into your heart, put fear into your mind, so you're not moving forward, so that you're so doubtful, you're stressed. Okay, because he know, okay, if I mess with her and put these thoughts in her mind, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, even Friday, he, like I said in another video, he will keep doing it literally the same day that your riches is here. He will still try to distract you. He will still try to tell you this, the same day that God is finna give you your whole reward. So you have to understand that you gotta be prayed up, for real. You gotta be prayed up. Time is so important. Everything in life takes time. And understand that God has a certain time for things to come. And guess what? Them demons, they know the time. So they're on it. They be on it. When they know that God is about to give you that breakthrough, they will be on your heels, in your mind, going crazy, in your dreams, trying to make you, that whole week up until the reward hit. You got to stay motivated. You got to stay prayed up. You got to stay believing in God. You got to keep your faith up. Okay? When you know that you have given yourself to Christ and you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, walking in your purpose, and you're going through that last test, like Abraham was going through that last test. God wanted to see if he would sacrifice his son to make sure, to see that he really believed in God, he really trusted God, he really had faith in God, right? When you're going through that last big test where you have given yourself to God or given yourself to Christ, the attacks from the enemy is going to be so big, because he cannot continue to attack you. You know what I'm saying? Once you are a real child of God and you're walking in, in a godly way, he can't keep attacking you in the ways that he did before, when you were lukewarm, or when you was just on the devil's side. You know what I'm saying? He has to fall back when you become a child's God. He's going to fall back, because you're not going to be easily persuaded. He can't do things to you anymore. You're not going to fall for certain things that you fell for back then before you were saved. Y'all get me? So time is so important. All right? Some things in your life is all about the right timing. Some things are only supposed to be in your life for a season. Okay, let's talk about seasons. Seasons. Okay, some jobs are just seasonal. Some people that you might meet are just seasonal. So what happens if you try to keep this job that was only seasonal, or this relationship that was only seasonal, or these people that was only supposed to be seasonal, and you try to keep them all year round, and you fuck up everything? You put a delay on things, because God is trying to bring in the next batch of people in your life for the next season, but you still got these old people in your life from that season before. Or God is trying to bless you with that new job, but you still holding on to that old job that was only supposed to last you for the spring season. Y'all dig? So you're actually delaying the promises that God has for you, because you're not getting rid of things. You have to understand, everybody has their time. Every job has their time. All relationships have their time. When it's time for you to break free from these things, you have to trust God. You have to believe God. You have to listen to God. Get your intuition up. Sharpen your intuition. It's some people, God has been calling them to leave this job. Leave a place. Leave a city. Leave a state. Leave a relationship. Leave a friendship. And you're being disobedient. And you're trying to figure out why things is not working out for you. You're trying to figure out why you haven't found, friends that actually love you and care about you. You're trying to figure out why you haven't found a partner that really loves you and appreciates you so you could really have a happy ending. Because look at the people you still have in your circle. Look at the people that you're still lingering on. Look at the people that you're still bringing on to different months and different seasons when God said, babe, they was only supposed to be here for the summer. Can you please explain to me why you still around these people in the wintertime? Can you please tell me why you still at this job when I've been told you to leave? I done gave you every hint in the book, babe, to leave. I done told you everything I could tell. I done put it in your mind 100 times for you to move. And you still ain't listening. And then this is why God got to start shaking things up. This is why God got to say, first of all, you're being disobedient. So now the enemy could do whatever because you're being disobedient. You're not walking really in God. If you're being disobedient and you're not listening to your intuition, you're not following when God is telling you to do things, it gives space for the enemy to come in and control your mind. Honestly, you're already being controlled by the enemy if you're being disobedient. The enemy is telling you, oh, just stay at this job. Stay with these people. They're good. Whatever. Oh, stay in this relationship. You ain't gonna get nothing better. You don't really deserve real love. That's all the enemy telling you that anyway. So the enemy is already taking over your mind and you don't even realize it. God is telling you to move in another direction, but you're staying put in a different direction. That's the enemy. The enemy has control over your mind. A lot of people need to do a reality check and say, listen, am I following God's will or am I following the devil's will? Am I following Jesus' will or am I following Lucifer's will? Because if God told you to get rid of these people or to separate yourself, listen, you had fun with them. You learned a lot. Y'all had a good time, but now I need you to get into a new, different space. I need you to, move along now, and I'm gonna introduce you to a new soul tribe. I'm gonna introduce you to new friends, new people. But you ain't ready to leave these people because you're like, oh, I knew these people for forever. I don't care how long you know. So I don't care if you've been around. Y'all been friends for 10 years, 20 years. No one cares. God don't care about that. Everyone is not meant to be in your life yearly. People need to start understanding who's supposed to be in your life for just this month and who's supposed to be in your life for actually a whole year. Who's longtime friends? Who is lifelong friends? You're not going to really get your lifelong friends, your true soul tribe, if you're still holding on to seasonal friends. You're not going to get your lifelong riches, your success with your business, if you haven't even started the business. If you're still working that job. A lot of people, God are calling into entrepreneurship or God is calling into ministry, but y'all are not listening. Y'all not answering God's call. God is calling you to move to a different state because you done outgrew that state. You done outgrew these people, but you ain't listening. So now you keep going through turmoil. Things just keep happening in your life. Why? Because the enemy is there. The enemy has permission to play with you because you haven't really given your life to God. You could say you're saved all you want. You ain't saved if you're not listening to God. If you're being disobedient, if you're trying to run away from what God wants you to do, like Jonah, we know these already. It comes with consequences. Yes, it do. And you might be affecting other people, how I spoke on that church video. How me being disobedient by not sharing my testimony and getting on YouTube and sharing, the wisdom that God has given me, it was affecting other people because I haven't spoke up about this. So you being disobedient by not listening to God, you can be affecting your family's life. You can be affecting your kids. You can be affecting just people around you because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You might be the one that's supposed to be the breadwinner or helping people, but you're not in your position, so they're not being helped. It's all about time. It's all about knowing who's supposed to be in your life for when, for how long, for what. It's all about knowing how long you're supposed to be at a job and knowing when to leave. I haven't worked a job since 2019. I made a vow to the Lord I would never go back to working like a corporate 9 to 5. And even when it was time for me to leave, the enemy kept trying to keep me to stay a little bit. Oh, just stay here. You're not going to survive. Keep staying. Just stay here. Just stay here. Just stay here. But God had already told me that I was supposed to leave. And I left. April 1st. April Fool's Day. That was my last day working at Dow Jones. Okay? And I had a part-time job. I was a waitress at Hooters. But the waitress job wasn't the problem. The problem was me going to work every day, 8 a.m., 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's a whole modeling work day. How can I be a model and I'm at this desk making this businessman rich? How am I going to be rich and I'm not following my goals? I'm not listening to God. So I made that I made that vow to the Lord. And I ain't been, people tried to persuade me, oh, go get a job. Oh, go get a job. You sure you need a job? Don't you need a job? Because I've been broke. Sometimes I've been broke waiting for my checks to come in from modeling. Because I don't get paid like, a 9 to 5. I don't get paid every week or every 2 weeks. It takes time. After a job, sometimes we got to wait 30 days. Sometimes we got to wait 60 days. Sometimes we wait 90 days. It's ridiculous. So people try to persuade me, oh, go get a job. Don't you need a job? Oh, go get it. Baby, don't worry about me. You more stressed out than I am. Where's your faith? How you more worried about my situation than I am? I'm the one that's going to be going through it. The fuck? So a lot of people tried to come into my ear. You know what I'm saying? But I knew that I had made that vow to the Lord that I was going to be my own boss. I was going to figure it out. I already knew I needed to get on YouTube. I started YouTube, I think, the next year, 2020. And, my living situations, I was living with a sister. She kicked me out, fucked me all up. COVID started, so I stopped speaking on YouTube. But I'm back now, and I'm very consistent now. It's up and it's stuck. Because I really gave my life to Christ. And I said, I'm going to do the works of the Lord. I'm going to be obedient. So it's all about the right time, okay? God, it was all documented at the right time. I couldn't just leave the job. I didn't just want to leave the job and quit. No, I had to calculate and figure out, okay, when's the right time that I could leave this job? So I knew the right time to leave the job. You got to know when to leave. Like, y'all got to know when to leave. Some jobs are seasonal. Some people are seasonal. Some relationships are seasonal. Y'all are digging a deeper grave for yourself. You stay in a relationships and you're not in love, or it's no love. You know that this bitch is evil. You know that this man is evil, and you still there. All you doing is hindering yourself from meeting your true love. Because you're delaying the process, because you still got to heal. After you get out that relationship, you still have to heal. So you just add in more years and more time. When God starts speaking, you say, okay, it's about time to leave. You got to fucking go. You in these relationships with these friends. You in these friendships. And y'all not growing. And God is saying, yeah, I don't like this group. Get away from this friend. And you still trying to hold on to this friend. You got to go. You got to know when it's time to go. You got to know when it's time to plant. And you got to know when it's time to pluck. Okay? And we ain't talking about no trees right here. Ain't no trees. We talking about figuratively. When it's time to plant and when it's time for you to pluck. When it's time for you to plant the seed and when it's time for you to pull it up and get up on them. You got to know when. You have to know. Everything is a rhythm. You can't be growing. You can't be doing things. You can't be, on your purpose. You can't be fruitful in the wrong season. Nothing is going to grow from you if you're not in the right season. You out of season. These friends, they out of season. They ain't supposed to be here. That relationship out of season. That job is out of season. The season been gone. They was only supposed to be here for the winter. And we going into spring and you still in this situation. Why? You need to let it go. Pluck it on out. Pluck out. Pluck out. Clock out. Pluck out. Everything is a rhythm. Everything is about time. Everything, you got to understand, when you understand that God and Satan, his biggest op, they are very serious about time and perfect timings on things, then you will know that it's a season and it's a time for certain things. Once you understand that they really work precisely on time and they're very particular about certain times that things happen, thank you, Holy Spirit, you will know you can't play with time. When God tell you to move, you got to move. When God tell you to do this, you got to do it. Because you don't know what's next in store. I would quit everything. I would get rid of everything to be closer to God. As long as I got God, I'm good. If God say, listen, I need you to move about your place. I need you to get rid of all these friends. They ain't right. They ain't right. They not motivating. Y'all don't talk about God. I done left the chat. When you with your friends, it's nothing about God. I don't like it. Get rid of these people. Get rid of these friends. Get rid of this environment. Go leave that job. I'm going to help you. I'm going to figure things out. You're going to be a preacher. You're going to be a teacher. You're going to be a minister. You're going to get into your own business. Whatever God tells you. God calls everybody for different things. This earth is so big. Everybody got to have a different job. But you think I ain't about to leave everything if God tell me to, oh, I'm getting going. I'm going. I'm getting up out of here. You might question it a little bit like the apostles. They was like, well, we just got the biggest. You know, when he put the net down, they got all the fish, and they caught all the fish. They was like, we just caught the most fish in our life. They knew that they was about to get mad money for it. He said, man, you're going to be fishermen of Christ. You're going to be fishermen of God. They questioned it for a little bit. Well, we just got the biggest fish order in our life. Now we can make money. But they went right on with Christ. You have to just blindly, like faithfully just go with Christ. When God says move, you got to move. You got to go. You're hindering yourself. You're delaying your own self. You're delaying your own promised land because you're not listening. It's a time for certain things. And God will use certain people to let you know when it's time to do certain things. So God might be using me. Someone might be getting delivered right now watching this video because God could be using me to tell you it's time. And everyone is different. Y'all know what y'all supposed to be doing, what y'all ain't supposed to be doing. We not the same. Nobody is the same. So don't be under here trying to act, it's different. If you know that's the relationship you're supposed to be in, then I'm not talking about leaving your relationship. If you know this is your dream job and this is what you've been praying for and you got it, I'm not talking about leaving that job, babe. Read the motherfucking room. Put it where it fit. If it resonates, it resonates. If it don't, it probably ain't for you then. If you know you just got married and this is the best relationship you ever had, everything is of God and love, and ain't nobody telling you to leave that relationship. Okay? Thank you. So yeah, understand that time is so important. First of all, we don't know when we gonna die. I think people forget that part. You don't know when you finna die. So if God is moving you and telling you to do certain things, you need to go. You need to go. You don't have that much. We don't have that much time. We really don't have that much fucking time. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm about to be 28 this year. We're in January, damn near February. Like, we don't got much time, babe. We don't got much time. You gotta get it. You gotta get it. Like, you gotta get to it. Period. You got to know when to step up. You got to know when it's time to leave. You got to know when it's time to go. The enemy will keep playing tricks on you, telling you, oh, don't leave. Oh, you could never be a business person. You can never do that. You ain't going to be successful. You might as well stay at this little job. You better shake that devil on out. You better rebuke that devil in the name of Jesus. And you better get the fuck up out of there if God told you to get out. That's why a lot of people are still going in turmoil and going through certain things because y'all in the environments or y'all around people that y'all ain't supposed to be around. No discernment at all. Just naive. Just comfortable. Just scared. You're scared. You fearful. You scared of taking a risk. You scared of taking a chance. Baby, you ain't no true child of God. You ain't my sister in Christ. You ain't my brother in Christ because I take risk. I left my job and I ain't seen a job yet. I'm out here walking by faith, babe, not by sight. On my whole life and soul, I am. As a model, I don't know what I'm going to be booking. It's all up to the Most High God. I go to these castings and I put it in God's hands. Whichever one is for me, He's going to give it to me. God knows my rant. He know things got to get done. Listen, he the one that he put it in order. I got to listen to him. I have to follow him. So if you out here fearful and you don't listen and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, babe, we not sisters and brothers in Christ. We're not, because I take risk. I listen to the Most High. Everybody think that I was crazy, I was stupid, I was foolish. What y'all thinking now? Because I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. God got me. God gonna have his people. You be obedient and you do what he tells you to do, he's gonna have you. Why would he not have you? He's not gonna bring you this far just to forsake you. That's bullshit. And the enemy could keep trying to tell you that all he wants. You need to shake that enemy out of your mind ASAP. God is not gonna bring you this far, telling you, leading you somewhere just to leave you astray. That's bullshit. Not my God. Not my God. No, not the one and only God. Not the creator. No, never. He would never do that. He would never lead you to a path and not bless you with opportunity so that you could survive. Never. But you have to be led by God. You have to be listening to God. You got to know when it's the right time. You got to know when to plant and when to pluck. Y'all get me? And faith without works is dead. So if God is telling you to do something, you need to do it. You can't just say, oh, I got faith, but you ain't putting no work. You waiting for something to come through, but you ain't even applied for it. What the fuck? You want to be a millionaire, but you ain't start writing out no business plans. You ain't start doing things. Baby, what? Faith without works is dead, boo. You can believe in God all you want. I could believe in God all I want, but I had to go apply for the agencies. I couldn't just say, God, I want to be a model, and I ain't go apply to no agencies. I ain't go submit myself. What the hell? You got to put in the work. You had to. Y'all got it. So yeah, you gotta keep going. No matter what's around. No matter what is around. I don't care if it's mad weeds around. You gotta still be able to plant that seed. Because there's always going to be distractions. There's always going to be bad around you. But you go plant that good seed and the wheat is going to grow up too. It don't matter. It's still going to grow. The wheat will grow with the weeds. And at the right time, you're going to pluck the weeds and you're going to pluck the weeds out. Period. Get rid of the bad and you're going to keep the good. Y'all know about that parable that Jesus spoke. Y'all know about that already. So yeah. It don't matter who likes you, who don't like your idea, none of that. You think the weeds like the wheat? Fuck no, they don't. Why? Because the weeds get thrown in the trash and the wheat we keep to eat. So of course they don't like. No one cares. You think these trees care that another tree don't like them? You think a bird cared than another bird or a whale cared than another whale? They don't give a fuck. They still gonna be a bone. They still gonna grow. They still gonna do what the fuck they supposed to do. They're still going to be born. So as a human, you have to still do what you're supposed to do, no matter who thinks you're crazy. When I said I'm leaving my job to be a full-time model, and I was just signing. I had just signed with Jag. Jag was waiting for me to be able to be more full-time. Even more recently, when I left Jag, I left my agency Jag because I was tired of that agency and I wanted a new agency. People thought that I was crazy. Oh, you love Jag. That was your favorite agency. I said, baby, what's for me is for me. So God will bless me with a new agency that's going to do his job. Because I'm not conform. I'm not stuck with no agency. I'm stuck with God. So God is going to lead me the way that I should be led. So he led me to a new agency and I love it. You feel me? So people thought I was crazy. I left that agency 2020. I started having little issues 2021. And for like a whole year, I was just doing photo shoots, test shoots, just spending money to get my book redone. And people thought that I was crazy. Oh, you ain't gonna get signed again. Oh, maybe you should have just stayed with Jag. Oh, this, oh, that. Bitch, I knew I was gonna be getting signed again because I was of Christ. I believed in God. I had faith. And I did. And I got signed to one of the biggest, best agencies in New York City. Literally. Literally. And I already knew it. And everybody else was shocked around me. Literally. And I already knew God was going to do this for me. And everyone else just shocked. Oh my God. Oh my God. And I'm like, girl, you ain't have faith. I have faith. So it don't matter how many weeds is in your ear or around you. And you know, you ain't supposed to be around them people anyway. And I definitely got away from a lot of those people that was doubtful. I don't need nobody like that on my team, period. So it don't matter what type of weeds is in your face, around you, and your peripheral. None of that. You're a wheat. You better continue to grow. Continue to grow and understand that it takes time. We ain't wheat overnight. It takes time. So you want to plant the seed, and when it's time to pluck it, you pluck it. You plant the seed. When it's time to leave, you leave. Okay? You can't stay nowhere. You have to know how to grow. You have to know how to move on with life. You are God's child. You're not this job's child. You're not this house child. You're not none of that. You're not supposed to be stuck to none of these things. None of these friendships. None of that. Because God might tell you to leave that. And if you too stuck and committed to them, you're going to be like, oh, what do I pick? Who do I do? What do I do? No, you need to always know you're going to pick God. You're committed to God at the end of the day. Period. Okay, y'all. So, yeah, I think that's just how I'm going to end this video. Because I am about to go out today, and y'all see I'm a little dressed. Well, not really. I got to put some earrings, and I am going to put some makeup on. I'm going to do, put some blush or something on my face. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, y'all. I hope that y'all like this message. It's a real message. So, if you don't like it, that's your business. But I know I'm speaking the truth here. When I say everything takes time, you got to understand. When you understand that the devil is so precise with everything that he does, and how he would set certain people in your life for a certain reason to distract you and stuff like that, you would start to really question everybody that comes into your life. You would have more discernment. You'd be like, what's this person's motives? What's your intentions? Why are you here? Y'all got to get your discernment up. Get your discernment up. But just ask God, you know. Pray this to God. God, keep me on time. Keep me on board. Keep me on the path. Okay? Direct my path. I pray that to God every day. Lord, continue to lead me. Lord, continue to direct my path. I can't do it. It's all up to you, God. I'm living for you. I'm doing your will. So, God, you have to direct me. That's what y'all need to start saying in y'all prayers. Say, God, direct my path. And you have to be a true believer. You have to really be of God. You can't be lukewarm, because he probably ain't answering your prayers. Because he keeps trying to send you little tests to see how strong you are, if you really have faith, if you really believe him. And you ain't passing these tests, so he don't even got time. He going to the next person. So you need to get serious about God and get serious about answering the calling that he has over your life. Okay? When God tells you to leave somewhere, understand that it's for a reason. If God is telling you to leave a job, if God is telling you to leave some people, you got to get going, and you got to learn the lesson. All right? You're going to learn a lesson. It's all about learning lessons, so you know how to, examine, and like when it's a demon, what it is. You're going to be so sharp. You could tell when it's a demon coming from a mile away. I'm telling you. So God might just be telling you to leave this relationship, or leave these people, or leave this job, so that could be part of your testimony. It's an experience. You learn some things. But you're never going to learn if you never fail or you never leave. If you always there, what are you learning? You're stuck there. You're literally always, how can you learn anything? How can you go back and say, damn. When you're going through this thing, you don't always have like the clarity right then and there. So you got to leave these things, and then that's when you get that clarity, and you get that confirmation from God, and you're like, wow, and that was that, and that's why that happened. Dang, and they was doing that. Like, you're never going to learn what the lesson was if you don't leave. Okay? So, y'all, that's the message. Stay up, stay blessed. Keep God first, because he is the best. Holla at y'all. Bye.